Hey everybody, I'm KillCam and this is a beginner's guide on starting out in the early access alpha release of H1Z1 by Sony Online Entertainment. Just a disclaimer, the fact that it's a quote-unquote alpha means everything I say here is subject to change and revision. After logging into a server, you will be randomly spawned into one of several preset locations scattered across the map. As far as I am aware, there's no way to know where you will spawn. The spawn points are not randomly distributed, and the vast majority of them are located in the southeast and southern edges of the map. First thing to cover is the basics of navigation. When you spawn, you will find the minimal UI will give you no indication of where you are and what direction you are facing. You can use several in-game cues to get some idea right away. Before I go into that, a few things to know. Use the T key to toggle between first and third person view of the game. W, A, S, D are the movement keys. The spacebar is for jumping. The C key is for crouching, and the Z key is used to go completely prone. The Alt key is used to turn your head for free looking. You can look in another direction while moving if you hold down the Alt key. Holding down the Shift makes you sprint. And holding down the middle mouse button opens your microphone so you can talk in the game. Hello! Other players and AIs can hear you talking up to a certain distance. Now back to basic navigation. You know that the sun rises in the east, traverses the sky to its highest point at midday, then goes down in the west at sunset. The next thing to know to get your bearings is to find a road, highway, truck stop, town, or other site of former civilization. These places tend to have signage. Road signs might tell you that you are on maybe Route 14 West, Interstate 25 North, or outside Pleasant Valley, for example. Most useful of all, though, are maps you can find posted at major intersections and sites like highway rest stops, showing the surrounding area and a red arrow indicating where you are. These in-game cues probably mean nothing to the beginning player in H1Z1, but as you explore and learn the game map, you will get a rough idea where you are from them. I'll put a link in the description of this video where you can find a good map of the game world with informative overlays if you don't want to learn the terrain the hard way. Shout out to Dave Flanagan and Michael Kivy at H1Z1DB for their excellent work in progress. That said, important safety tip. Don't run on roads like a noob. Don't be that guy on someone else's YouTube video or Twitch stream who gets run over by a car whose driver shouts, "You got wrecked, noob!" and laughs as he loots your ragdolled corpse. Their name will be something like Honey Badger or Mr. Giggles 1999 in all likelihood. There'll be teabagging and large amounts of racist, sexist, and homophobic invective involved. It's just not the way you want to die in this game. So when you're following a road, a good thing to do is to stay off of it. Keep it just within sight so that anyone running or driving on the road won't see you, or at the very least, you see them first. Run in gullies, culverts, ditches, and the like, or behind ridges, trees, or rocks. Things that make you difficult to see from the road. Now, let's talk about your inventory. Press I to look at your inventory screen. You start the game with the following: a t-shirt, a pair of pants, a belt pouch, a tactical flashlight, a bundle of gauze, and a flare. The shirt, pants, and pouch have space to store items. The storage containers will have numbers that show current and maximum storage ratings. The pouch, for example, has a bulk rating of 100 and should show 0 of 100 when empty. Right-clicking on the bundle of gauze and left-clicking the Unpack option will convert the bundle into 5 gauze bandages. Bandages will stop bleeding and heal a little of your health. You should always try to have some bandages on you. The flare is a one-use item that will provide light for a limited period, give off smoke, and can ignite a campfire or furnace. First things first when you start off. You will be in a wilderness area and you should look for berry bushes and the younger white-colored trees. They are the nodes from which you get blackberries and wood sticks. hit the E button to gather the resources from the node as you move through them. Occasionally, blackberry bushes will give you a branch. A branch is likely to be your first melee weapon other than your fists and your flashlight. About that flashlight, I usually drop it. I don't find it useful, and with a 50 bulk rating, it's not especially useful for a newly spawned player. When you start the game, you will notice in addition to your health bar that you also have hydration, stamina, and energy. The blackberries are the easiest to obtain item to consume to replenish your hydration and energy. Each berry you eat will restore 2% of your hydration and 2% of your energy. Over time, your hydration and energy are always depleting while you are in-game. When either reaches 0%, you will begin to lose health. If you do not raise your hydration and energy over 0%, you will eventually die at some point after your health reaches 0%. Stamina works the other way. When you exert yourself by sprinting or fighting, stamina depletes. Doing nothing overly strenuous puts you into a resting state during which your stamina will regenerate. Avoid the temptation to hold down the shift key and sprint everywhere. If you get into the habit of sprinting when there's no need to, your stamina will be less than 100%. If and when you encounter a hostile entity such as a zombie, bear, or wolf, you might be able to get away if you need to at less than 100% stamina. That's not the problem. The problem you will have is other players. A lot of them will attack you on sight. As you are a newly spawned player, you will have no weapons or very primitive ones like a wood branch that you may have gotten while picking a berry bush. Fighting with nothing but your fists against a guy shooting arrows at you with a bow is not the best way to survive in this game at the beginning. If you want to have fun fighting, sure, go ahead. Hell, you might even be a special snowflake and win. Congratulations. If you are in the habit of doing that, though, I'm guessing that most of the time you will end up again with some guy named Mr. Giggles teabagging you as he looks through the stuff that's dropped from your corpse. You're not equipped for it yet, so don't be a hero. Run. If your stamina is at 100%, no one can catch you in a straight line on foot as long as you run without stopping for even a second or make sharp turns. Most pursuers will give up if they can't close ground on you. If your opponent has a ranged weapon like a bow, don't run perfectly straight. Shift course a little to one side then the other so you don't make an easy target. You may have to run for a couple minutes or more with more persistent pursuers. They may try talking to you in order to convince you to stop running. In this game, be paranoid. Even if the person is sincere, that they won't kill you, they are the 1 in 10 who might actually mean it. You stop running, they're almost always going to kill you no matter what they say. So every once in a while, you will meet the fellow player who just absolutely will not give up chasing you. It happens. They might have nothing to lose, or they might just be a griefer. Doesn't matter. If you are at 100% stamina and didn't slack off for a second running or make any mistakes along the way, he can't catch you. If you were not at 100% when you started running and he was at 100%, well, then he's going to catch you. See what I meant before about not sprinting when you don't have to? Let me summarize what we've discussed here for when you first spawn into the game. Get your bearings and find some hint of where you are. Drop the tactical flashlight. Drop the flare. Put all your important items into your belt pouch. When they're empty, shred your pants and your t-shirt. You should have gotten 8 scraps of cloth from that. Next, put the cloth into the Discovery tab on your inventory screen and click the Discover button to learn the crafting recipe for a satchel. Go to the Crafting tab of the inventory screen and use 6 of the cloth to make a satchel. The satchel should be on your back now. You just lost 190 storage from your pants and your shirt, but gained 300 from the satchel. You can always find more clothes later. Collect blackberries and wood sticks. Eat the blackberries if you're hungry or thirsty. The wood sticks you place into the slot in your Discover tab in your inventory screen. Click the Discover button and you will discover the crafting recipe for wood arrows. Turn all your wood sticks into wood arrows except for 2. Place a wood stick and a scrap of cloth into the slots in the Discover tab of the inventory screen and click the Discover button. Presto! You've just learned the crafting recipe for making an improvised bow. Go to the Crafting tab and use 1 wood stick plus 1 scrap of cloth to make your improvised bow. Make sure you have either your primary, secondary, or tertiary inventory slot empty when you do that, or it'll be dropped onto the floor when you craft it. Nothing worse than crafting a bow and later realizing you had 2 branches in your hands when you did it and left it behind on the floor. The last scrap of cloth, you save. If you come across a wood plank in the game, pick it up. You can also get a wood plank if you break apart a wooden box with your fist or a weapon. Place the wood plank, a wood stick, and the last scrap of cloth into the Discover tab of your inventory screen and click Discover. You've learned the recipe for making a bow drill. Go to the Crafting tab and make the bow drill. You now have the ability to ignite campfires and furnaces. These are some of the things to help you get started surviving in the world of H1Z1. I'll be going over more advanced topics in future videos like fighting, cooking, crafting, hunting, housing construction, things like that which are open as you begin to get the knack for basic survival and are ready to start thriving and carve out a piece of the world for yourself. The world of H1Z1 ultimately is what you make of it. In the immortal words of that sage philosopher Jules Winfield, the path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who in the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper. If you found any value or enjoyment in this video, go ahead and click on the subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon for more H1Z1 on KillCam Update.